Hi everyone. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me today, where I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 reasons why you haven't achieved your big business and income goals yet. I know that you are working so hard, hustling, doing all the things that the gurus are telling you to do to reach your goals fast. And yet nothing is happening. You're not making more money, you're not getting more clients, your business is not growing, and this is so frustrating. So if that is you, put hustling in the chat. I know because I used to be in that exact place. And I did a gazillion courses. I worked with lots of coaches, and everyone had a different strategy and a different system. And so at some point, I was blogging and doing webinars and being on all the social media platforms and doing old school networking and SEO and anything else that you could think of. And my calendar was so jam packed with things. I was literally, I will lunch and dinner. I'm at desk every day, going to bed so late. I had no time for social life because I was spending all my time doing all these things that I was told I had to do, that if I dropped something, my business would collapse. And yet, despite being so busy, despite doing all the things, despite investing so much money in all these courses and programs, I was still not getting the results that I wanted. So I get you. And I have lots of clients who feel the same. People usually find me when they tried everything else, literally everything, to get the results they want, and they get no results. And by the time they come to me, they're like, Georgia, I have tried everything and nothing is working. What is going on? And the truth that no one tells you is that it's not what you're doing, but it's who you are being. So if you are working so hard to get a certain results and you don't have it yet, it's because you haven't become the person who can achieve that result yet. And so let me tell you what that means. And there are three big reasons that come down to you be why you haven't reached your goals yet, and 3 things that you get to do to become the person who can confidently reach your goals. So I'm gonna show you. As I talk, as I share these 3 reasons and what to do to overcome them, I'm gonna share the example of a client of mine. She is an amazing coach, and she had been struggling so hard for years to get her business off the ground. She literally been doing everything that the gurus were telling her to do. And yet she was signing up all the clients here and there. And by the time that we finished working together, she had fully booked out her membership in just 6 weeks. And so how did she do it? So there are 3 reasons to ask yourself why if you're working so hard, you still haven't got the result that you want. And so the first question I want you to ask yourself, the first reason why you still don't know what you want is, what do you need to learn? So the person already has what you got, has a certain skill set. She has a certain knowledge and skills that have allowed her to get to where she is right now, right? So if you want a fully booked coaching practice, to launch a podcast, whatever it is that you want, there are certain skills and steps that you get to do to get there. So do you know what the steps, do you know what the skills are? So with my client, for example, when I started working together, I started analyzing what she was doing. It turns out that she did not have a structure in place for her discovery calls. When someone booked a discovery call with her to inquire about her services, she was giving them a full coaching session, and she was basically solving their problem in the session, so that person never needed to sign up and be my client to work with her. And so there is a certain structure in place to follow for discovery calls, so that the person gets to realize that what their pain point is and what the consequences are for staying there, what their goals are, what their vision is, what is possible for them. They get to realize that whatever they want, they can have it, that it is possible for them to go from where they are right now and stuck and frustrated and overwhelmed to successful, financially free, whatever it is that your client wants, right? So there are steps in the structure of a discovery call to get the person understand that not only she can have that transformation, but that you and your program are you are the right person to facilitate the transformation, that your program, your service, your product is the perfect vehicle for that transformation to happen. And so if you don't have this structure in place, if you're constantly winging it, then yes, you may get a client here and there, but it's going to be very, very hard for you to maintain that consistency and sign up clients regularly. And so the first step is asking yourself, do I have all the skills? Have I learned everything that I possibly can? Do I have the steps? Do I have the knowledge? Do you have the skills? And by the way, you don't need to be a master. You don't need to be a pro. You can get results even at a beginner level. It's just about adjusting expectations, because you can, even if you're at a beginner level, you're always 1, 2, 3 steps ahead than your ideal client, right? So you will still get results. You will still attract some people as your skills level, as your mastery level improves. You will get bigger and bigger results, but you can get results even at the beginner level. But you need to be honest with yourself and do a reality check about, do you have the right strategy? Do you have the right skills? And if you do not have them yet, then how can you get them? And it's never been easier to get them, because we have so many books, courses, program, coaches, free webinars. Literally, it has never been easier to get access to what you need, to the resources that you need to master those skills. And sometimes you don't even have to master the skills. Sometimes you can outsource the skills. So, for example, in my program, in my system, the leadership advantage, if you are on the VIP track, then you have access to my network. And so whether you need a CEO expert, a vocal coach, a fashion stylist, you need literally anything you can think of, a business strategy, or literally anything you can think of, I can connect you to the right person so that you don't have to waste hours trying to find the right person. You don't have to waste money on the wrong person. You don't have to wonder, oh my God, am I really investing my money and my time in is this the right person for me? Is this the right program for me? I have done the work for you, and everyone that I recommend you is vouched personally by me, so that whatever you need, you can get those skills, get those systems, get those strategies really fast, and fast track your progress and your growth. So the first step is, who do I need to learn? And the second step, the second reason why you don't have what you want, is because you still not the person that can implement the strategy. And so the question that I want you to ask yourself is, who do I need to become to implement the strategy? So, for example, for my client, once I give her the structure for the discovery call, she had a structure, right? So strategies are not a silver bullet. I'll say it again. Strategies are not a silver bullet. Just because you are given the right strategy that works, it doesn't mean that you're going to see results immediately. And so I gave my client a structure for discovery course that I know works, because it works for me. It works for the mentor who gave it to me. It works for the people that are using it. I know it works. And yet you need to become the person who can implement the structure for it to work. And what do I mean by that? So most people, they love the first part of a discovery call, when we talk about pain points and goals and how can oh my God, my hair is so messy today. I'm really not sure what is going on, but anyway, let's swing with it. Let's roll with it. Most people are happy having a conversation about, so where are you right now? What is your goal? What can stop you to get there? Where they stop is in making the ask, in asking for the sale. So they basically had a conversation with the client, potential client, about how they could help. And then it stops there. My client literally was solving the problem on the call, never actually telling them what the next steps, what else she could do for the person. So the person came away from the call thinking, well, my problem is solved. And even I, before I used the structure, before I made the ask, I was like, well, I've actually had a conversation with you. I spent 40 minutes with you. helping you have these aha moments, and one is to shift. And the person came away from the call thinking, oh, well, I know what the problem is right now. I can solve it. I don't have to work with Georgia. I am an answer about what the problem is. And I'll figure it out by myself. Even though figuring it out by yourself takes a lot more time. But the thing is that when you make the person feel like, oh, I got my answer, they are not going to sign up. They need to know that even though now they have an understanding of what the problem is and roughly what's possible for them and the steps to take to get there, that your program, your service, your products, and you are the right vehicle for that. And so that's when most people stop, because when it comes to that point, even if you're the structure, right? When it comes to the point in the structure where you get to ask for the sale, people get uncomfortable, and all of a sudden their confidence just decreases, and they go from being so confident on the conversation about how they could help and what the person could do to suddenly be like, oh, I actually know I have this program. If you want to sign up and work with me, you see what I mean? Like, people don't feel confident. If you show up like that, if you don't make the sale, or when you make the sale, you're not confident, people can feel that you are not confident. And so what's the incentive for them in working with you, right? They don't feel safe in working with you. And so if the person doesn't feel safe in working with you, guess what? They're not going to sign up. Also, a lot of coaches, for example, as soon as the person has an objection, I don't have money, I don't have time, I need to speak to my husband, just say, yeah, okay, do that and come back to me, without actually helping the person overcome that objection. Because when someone tells you, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I need to speak to someone else, they are not in their power. They still don't think it's possible for them. They still don't trust themselves. And so as a coach, it's your job to empower the person into what is possible for them. It is empowering the person, okay, you don't have the money right now. Do you want to have a conversation about how to find the money? And who will not want to say yes to that? What most people do is solving the problem for the person, telling the person how to find the time or how to find the money. But that person, most of the time, wants to put that advice in place because she doesn't think it's possible for them. And so as your coach, it's your job to empower the person into believing about what is possible for them. And so for you to do that, you need to be confident in your service. You need to be confident that you can help this person. You need to feel courageous and bold, because making the task requires you to be courageous. It takes courage to ask someone to work with you, because the person could very well say no. And most of the time people say no, even if you have the right structure and the confidence. For some people, there will always be people that don't resonate with you, or that your program is not the right fit for them. So it takes courage to put yourself out there, knowing that you could very well be rejected. And it takes vulnerability as well. It is vulnerable to share your services, to put yourself out there, to risk for a rejection. And so if you don't embody the confidence, the courage, the vulnerability on a sales call, then guess what? The person is not gonna feel safe working with you. If someone won't give you thousands of pounds or dollars if they are not confident, if they don't feel that you are confident. They need to feel that you believe in them. They need to feel that you believe that they can get results from your program. Otherwise, you can have the best program in the world. But if you sell out on them, if you don't help them see what's possible for them, if you don't feel confident in yourself and your services and your ability that what you're selling can help the person, they are not going to sign up with you. And so the second step in the process is developing the confidence, the courage, that vulnerability. So how do you do that? This is what we do in the Leadership Advantage system. It is a system designed to break through all those subconscious blocks of success that prevent you from making the ask. So, for example, it could be that you are afraid of failure, afraid of success, afraid of rejection, whatever it is. The system is designed to help you break through that. Now, I know that you've done a lot of mindset work. And mindset work alone is not enough when it stays in your head. Because what most people do, the way that most people do the mindset work is still intellectual, is in their head. They go through the past, and they understand, oh, that happened in the past, now I have a fear of rejection, so I know where it's coming from, I know what the cause is, and they start doing all this affirmation. But guess what? Knowing what the problem is not enough. Knowing where the problem comes from and why the fear is there is not enough. Doing affirmations is not enough. Reframing the story in your head and telling yourself it's possible, that something else is possible for you, is not enough. Doing visualizations is not enough. What really works is taking the mindset work out of your head and putting it in practice. You need practical mindset strategies that help you develop confidence, resilience, courage, boldness. And that means exercising that confidence muscle, exercising that courage muscle, starting doing things that are outside of your comfort zone in a safe space, so your brain can have that experience that you can do courageous and bold things without dying, without being rejected, without getting those those fears coming true. And that's a big chunk, a big part of the leadership advantage system, where I take you through these practical mindset strategies and challenges that you can put in place to develop the confidence, the confidence, the resilience, the courage to become the confident leader that your business needs. Because when people see you showing up powerfully and courageously and confidently and boldly and unapologetically, that's when they're going to trust you to work with you. And so if you had a strategy, tell yourself, are you showing up confidently? Are you showing up courageously? Are you implementing the strategy fully to get results? Because if not, this is the work. It's time to put the mindset work in practice. Get it out of your head and put it in practice. And that's what we are doing in the leadership advantage system. So if you know that you have the strategies, but you lack the confidence, then get yourself here where we can help you develop the confidence. And again, when my client started doing that, when she shifted from giving advice on the calls to actually painting a transformation was possible for them, and she started making the ask, and if any objection came up, she actually supported the person in seeing that they were powerful enough to overcome those objections, to find the money, to find the time. The person said yes. And finally, if you have the strategy, and if you are starting to doing this work, you're starting to develop the confidence, the courage, the resilience that you need to get results, and you still don't have what you want, the third reason is lack of accountability and lack of habits. So the third question to ask yourself is, what habits do I need to develop to get the results that I want? Because here is what happens. So your brain is programmed to keep you safe. And that's why it requires so much courage and energy and really push to get yourself to ask for a sale, to go live, or whatever it is that you fear. Because, like your brain is designed to keep you safe. And so you finally find the courage to ask for the sale and to hold the person high in overcoming objections, or to go live, or to launch a podcast, whatever it is. And then you get a client, right? You get a client, and then have you ever had that experience where you push yourself past the comfort zone, and you made the ask, and you got a client, and you were so happy and excited, and then all of a sudden, nothing for weeks. No one booked a discovery call for weeks. Or maybe you finally push yourself to go live, and you tell yourself, I'm going to go live 3 times a week, and the first 2 weeks you do it, and the third week something comes up in your personal life, and you stop. And you may start again 3 weeks later, but there was that gap of inconsistency. So this happens because once your brain gets an instant to win, yeah, at first there is excitement. Like, oh my God, I've done something scary. I got the clients, I've gone live, I've done this and that, and it feels exciting. But after that, your subconscious block come up because your brain is not used to the success of that win. And so your brain will be like, oh my God, wait a minute, was it a fluke? Can I really do it again? Can this really happen again? And so those fears that you have pushed through, they come back. or then now instead of, can I really do this? It's like, can I really do this again? And the fear comes back. And and so that inconsistency, when something comes up in your life and you can't keep your words and keep going live, or when something comes up, because usually what happens is the person doesn't even know this, but they get a client and they stop marketing for a while, or stop, they take their foot off the pedal and they relax too much, so that there is not enough marketing for new clients to come in. And which all happens at a subconscious level, and that is your brain trying to stop you, because your brain is like, oh my God, I got this amazing result once, but can I do it again? I'm scared. And so the fear comes back. And so to overcome that, you need to have a set of high performance habits in place and an accountability system in place, so that you can stay on track and you can take that action every single day. Because it's not enough to be courageous and bold and confident once a month or once every few weeks. It's something that you get to do every single day. It's something that you get to do consistently. And so, do you have a system in place? Do you have habits in place that support you in showing up courageous, confident, authentic, even when you don't feel like it, even when life throws a curveball, even when you are busy, even when you're traveling? Do you have those systems in place? Do you have the accountability to stay on track in place? Because if you don't, you're going to get results very inconsistently, and it will always feel like you're stuck, like nothing is working. So if you have the strategy and you are developing the courage and the confidence, the third step is to put those habits in place, that accountability system in place, so that you can show up like that consistently and get results consistently, get clients consistently, get money consistently. And so that's the third part of the leadership advantage system, where we have high performance habits that success entrepreneurs use to get those results. And there is a lot of accountability. This is not an online course where you get the modules once and then no one cares if you even finish the modules. This is a system that is designed to give you the step by step to get the result that you want. And there is a lot of accountability in place to make sure that you stay on track. Because guess what? Life does get in the way, and everyone goes at a different pace, right? And yeah, there are some things that it's going to take a bit longer for you. Sometimes life may get in the way, and then it'll be like you may fall behind. But when you fall behind, I am going to be there with you, checking in with you and say, hey, what is going on in your life right now that is stopping you from implementing the system consistently? And we're going to have a chat to see what can be done to actually overcome that, because I care for you and I care that you get results. This is the missing piece that a lot of programs out there lack, because you get the strategies and you get some mindset work, but you don't get the accountability to do the work consistently so that you can get results fast. And so in this system, you are going to be you're going to have the accountability in place. And if sometimes you're going to fall behind, I fall behind sometimes, but to know that there is someone checking in on you, and that if for some reason you couldn't do something, you can actually have a conversation about what's not working, what needs to be changed, so that you can share consistently. That is priceless. That is life-changing. And that's what you're going to get when you sign up and you join us in the Leadership Advantage system. Because once you show up consistently, your business is going to change. And you're also going to develop a lot of trust with your people. If you show consistently every single day, every single week, whatever that looks like for you, that's when you start building trust with people. They start getting used to you showing up a certain day, doing live a certain day, posting certain days. And that's how you build trust, and they start trusting you and start building confidence in you, right? That you actually are the right person for them. And so if you are ready to do this work, if you know that you have the strategies, but you either lack the courage or the boldness to put them in place, or you need the habits and accountability to make those ways of being and those strategies consistent, then join us in the Leadership Advantages. Put leadership in the chat below, and I'll get back to you with more details. And I am so confident that this system works, because once my client started doing that, I told you she went from struggling for months and months and months, or getting a client here and there, to getting a membership booked out in 6 weeks. Because she had a system to book discovery call consistently, and a way to practice the courage and confidence consistently, so that she got results. And this is not, I want to be clear, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not a silver bullet. The first 6 weeks with my client, we worked on the structure of the discovery call. We role played, we examined what we gave a feedback, what went wrong, what you need to shift and do differently. We also had a lot of mindset, practical mindset strategies and tools in place, so that she could increase her confidence and her courage and make the ask on the call. So the first 6 weeks, she did not get clients. The first 6 weeks was about her becoming the person who could get those clients. And then in the last 6 weeks of the program, that's where clients started coming in one after the other, because she had the strategy. She had the confidence and the courage to implement the strategy. And she had a system in place. She had the accountability and the habit to make those sales consistent. And so if you too want the same, I encourage you, I invite you to join us in the Leadership Advantage system. And I am so confident that this system works for you, that if you don't reach in 90 days the goals that we set for you at the beginning of our journey together, if you don't reach that goal in 90 days, I am going to keep working with you for free until you do. And I am so confident, because most of my clients reach the goal in 90 days, and 1/3 they reach the goal in 60 days. This is what possible when you have a proven system with a lot of accountability to stay on track. And so if you want those results too, join us. And if you really think, oh my God, I'm going to be the one person who doesn't get results in 3 months, then the guarantee is that as long as you can show me that you have been doing the work, I am going to keep working with you for free until you get there, so you literally cannot lose money. There is no way that, unless you drop out and you quit, there is no way that you're not going to get your goal. So if you are serious about this last few months, like if you are serious about reaching your goal in the next 90 days, get in touch and sign up for the Leadership Advantage system, and let's make those big goals of yours finally happen, because you deserve to make your goals happen without working so hard. And once you have this system, once you have the strategy, and you have the tools to have the courage and the confidence to become the leader your business needs, and accountability and habits to get there, you are going to get results faster than you thought possible, and working less than you are working right now. So if you're ready, get in touch and let's get going. Let's help you reach those big goals of yours in 90 days. I believe in you, and I can help you. I can't wait. Oh my God, I'm so excited right now. I can't wait to help you get there. Bye.